My brother wants me to sell him my house at half price after he convinced our dying dad to cut me out of the will. When my brother Drake convinced our dying father to cut me out of the will, I was heartbroken. I'd been dad's full-time caregiver for 3 years while he suffered from cancer. Drake visited maybe 5 times total, but somehow he got everything. The house, the savings, even mom's jewelry dad promised would go to his daughter. The lawyer said dad was lucid when he signed the new will, but I know that wasn't the case. I thought that was it. I was always going to end up as a victim of Drake's schemes, but something about what he did to me lit a fire inside that burned hotter than ever. I went back to my assistant designer job that I'd been planning on quitting and started building a portfolio. I used my own tiny kitchen as my first solo project. I ripped out everything myself, installed white subway tile, and painted those ugly oak cabinets navy blue. Drake saw it online and sent me laughing emojis, calling my work worthless and telling me to quit. Then one day my neighbor came by to borrow sugar and stopped dead in the doorway. "Oh my god, is that your kitchen? It looks like something from a magazine. You did this yourself?" She was so impressed that she hired me to redesign her bathroom that week. Then other neighbors started calling, and they told their friends, and so on. Each job paid more than the last, and I was actually making good money. But I wanted more. I wanted my own showroom, a place where clients could see my work. So when I saw a rundown Victorian for sale in Dad's old neighborhood, I knew I had to buy it. I used up all my savings and spent an entire year transforming it. 2 weeks ago, Drake showed up at my door unannounced. First time I'd seen him since Dad's funeral. He didn't apologize, didn't ask how I was, just walked through my house like he was shopping. "Not bad for someone like you," he said, running his hands along my restored crown molding. Then he dropped it. "I'll do you a favor and buy this place for $200,000 cash." I started laughing so hard that Drake's cheeks turned red. The house is worth more than 10 times that, and he thinks I'm just going to say yes? No way. "Look, I've lost most of Dad's properties trying to flip them for cash," he said, trying to extract sympathy. "Now all I have left is the cash I got from the jewelries. Highest I'll go is 800 grand. Just give it to me. I need this. My kids need stability." The audacity floored me. I told him no again and shoved him out the door, hoping he'd go somewhere else. Instead, he started texting me obsessively. Screenshots of eviction notices, stories about sleeping in his car, long guilt trips about how family helps family, how Dad would want us to work together. Each message was more desperate. "You can afford to help me. You owe this family. Dad would be ashamed of your selfishness." He even sent me photos of his kids, saying they deserved to grow up where we did. Like I owed him my home because he stole my inheritance and squandered it. After a week of harassment, I decided to end this permanently. I called my best friend Jean. "He won't stop until I confront him," I told her. "But I need witnesses." Jean had an idea. "Invite him over Sunday. Tell him you'll discuss his offer. I'll be there recording when you tell him exactly why the answer is no." I printed out all of his texts and even got the $2 million appraisal for my house, showing how his final $800,000 offer was insulting. This wasn't about legal action. Drake had no claim to my house anyway. This was about ending his harassment by showing him I had enough evidence to destroy the image he was desperately trying to maintain. Sunday arrived and Drake strutted up my walkway with that confident smile plastered all over his face, but his smile faded when he saw Jean in my living room. "What's she doing here?" he asked. "Witnessing a business discussion," I said. "So, about your offer." Drake perked up thinking I was about to accept. "Right, I hope you're ready to accept the $800,000. I laughed again and poured water over his excitement. "Drake, this house is worth $2 million. Here's the appraisal." I slid the paper across the table, but he didn't even look at it. "Come on, we're family. Dad would want—" I interrupted him before he started gaslighting again. "Let me be crystal clear. My answer is no. Not for $800,000. Not for $1 million. Not for any price you could offer." His face went red. "You can't be serious. After everything I've done." "You mean after you manipulated our dying father?" Drake stood up and glared at me in anger like he wanted to pounce. "I'm your brother. You need to help me." I shook my head and replied, "You already got the inheritance. All of it. And you destroyed it in 3 years. This house? I built this with my own work, my own talent. You're not getting this too." Drake clenched his fists. "You'll regret this." "No," I said, opening my front door. "Get out of my house. If you contact me again, everyone will know exactly what kind of son you were. I have the receipts, the texts, everything." He left without another word, and I haven't heard from him since.